What's up, everybody? How the hell is your day going? Hope y'all having a pretty good day. Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed on everything the government does. The ins and outs, what's going on over here, what's going on over there. That's what we do. We try to keep the people informed. We do a little bit of counter-narrative stuff. So if you're interested in that, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button for me and turn on your notifications. It helps a lot. And if you also could, before we get started, do me a favor, look right below the video and smash that like button for me. I know a lot of people don't do it, but it really does help. So it would be very nice if you guys could do that for me. I would appreciate it a lot. Let's get into the story right quick. Now, for some reason, the past, I don't know, 10 years, there has been this big deal about gender is a social construct. And yeah, it kind of is, but sex isn't a social construct. And considering that gender is based off of sex, they are tied together to each other. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, gender is on a spectrum. No, it's not. You're either male or female. You're either a boy or you're a girl. Now, if you want to get into the debate, we could say, and I would agree that masculinity and femininity, if I said that right, is on a spectrum. Sure, you got much more masculine men than other men. You got feminine men. That doesn't mean they're not men. Doesn't mean they don't have a gender. It doesn't mean they're not male. Doesn't mean they're not a boy or a dude or whatever. And we've been having a big push. These people are starting to scream from the top of their lungs. You know, talking about misgendering people. They're actually putting laws into place that you can get in trouble for misgendering somebody, right? If you got a dude that looks like a dude, but he identifies as a female, and you say, "What's up, dude?" You know, in some places they're trying to make it law to where those people can now sue you. It's like, okay, we are affirming people's delusions with reality, right? If you are a male, but you want to be a female, I'm sorry, there's not much you can do about it. You know, technology is getting to the point to where you can now go and have a surgery and change. But there is immutable characteristics that are never going to change, especially once you get past puberty. And for the most part, a lot of people agree that, yeah, you shouldn't put your children on like testosterone if it's a female. This can ruin their life, right? The suicide rates for some of these people is upwards of like 40-something%. That is insanely high, right? So they're trying to protect some of these people. You know, it's been generally viewed upon as a mental disorder. That's how I think of it, right? There's something wrong there that these people all of a sudden just start thinking that they're a female, or maybe they have thought they were a different sex for their entire life. Maybe not entire life, I shouldn't say that, but, you know, maybe since puberty they felt like, oh, they're in the wrong body. Well, you can feel that way, but that's not reality. That's my point is you need to come grips with reality. If you want to go ahead and change your sex, which you can never actually do, you can cut off your junk or add junk. It'll never be operable, not for reproductive means, you know, but it's all a delusion. You can't make it work, so why even try? I don't get that. But let's get into the story before I continue ranting for too long. Some states are trying to make sex binary, which it is. Transgender people see their existence denied. There we go. Now we're denying their existence. No, we're not denying your existence at all. We're just saying you're delusional. Mac Allen, an 18-year-old high school senior from Kansas, braces for sideways glances, questioning looks, and snide comments whenever he has to hand over his driver's license, which still identifies him as female. Oh, so this is a female. So you meant to say her. They've come from a police officer responding to a car accident. They've come from an urgent care employee loudly using the wrong name and pronouns. They've come from the people in the waiting room who overheard. It just feels gross because I've worked so hard to get where I am now in my transition. And obviously, I don't look like a woman and I don't sound like a woman, said Allen, who has been on testosterone for 2 years. For 2 whole years. So that means they started being put on testosterone when they were 16. That's a crying shame. That means this girl was most of the way through puberty and decided they're going to change that. What? Come on now. Somebody should have talked this person out of this. I've talked about it before. The desistance rates are like anywhere, there's several studies, anywhere from 65 to 95%, which means that basically if somebody comes out and says, I think I'm a boy when they're actually a girl, and you just tell them, no, you're not, and ignore it, that 65% to 95% of those people will eventually get over it and continue their life. That is in stark contrast to the 40-something% suicide rate. So it's like when you affirm these people, you're actually making it more dangerous for them to transition. There's a 4 out of 10 chance that they're going to commit suicide. That's pretty big chances. Why anybody would want to take that big of a risk, I don't understand that one at all. But let's keep going. Kansas enacted a law last year that ended legal recognition of transgender identities. The measure says they are only 2 sexes, male and female, because there are, that are based on a person's biological reproductive system at birth. This has been known and has been established fact for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. We can confirm this through medical science. Now, we have some of these crackpot partisan professors at some of these universities that, at the university where the customer is always right, that try to indoctrinate these people to say that a gender is on a spectrum. No, gender is not on a spectrum. I'm sorry. Masculinity may be on a spectrum, but it's still masculinity. You're still a male. Just because you think you're a female doesn't mean you can just become an actual female. There has never been a single sex change operation that worked 100% of the time. You cannot be a male, being born a male, have a sex change operation, and then get pregnant through natural means. Sure, they may be able to take a uterus out of somebody and put it in you and make it work. But why the hell would somebody want to do that? I don't understand this whole gender ideology BS. That law and others introduced around the nation this year, often labeled as bills of rights for women, are part of a push by conservatives who say states have a legitimate interest in restricting transgender people from competing on sports teams or using bathrooms that align with their gender identity. Yes, because when you just say that because you identify as a woman, you can go into the women's bathroom, now you will have people take advantage of that. We've seen this in sports as well. Look at Leah Thomas. He was ranked like way down, like 300 or something like that in swimming, college swimming. Transgender, transitioned over to female, and all of a sudden he's the top, or she is the top swimmer in the nation. Yeah, that's how it works. Men are built differently than women. Why can't these people get that? Hey, look, law is law. They put these laws in place for a reason, right? We have to be very specific when it comes to laws because of, taking people to court. There has to be very, very precise legal terminology to make, the court work. Because if you say this man did this, and then you go into court and you're a female, well, hang on. Case dismissed. This is supposed to be a man that did this, and this is a female over here. Yeah, there's very good reasons for this. Like, if you're a transgender person, right, and you're out in public and you have a heart attack and fall over, well, there's different treatments for these people. If you look like a man but you're actually a female, when they may inject you with something different. I'm not saying that for a heart attack that's what it would be, but men and women get different treatments for different sicknesses or whatever, what have you. These people, medicals especially, they need to know if it's a male or a female. And if you're hiding that from people, but I don't see why we can't, have female on the driver's license. And hey, if you want to be known as a male, go ahead. Go right ahead. If you come up to me and you look like a dude, and you act like a dude, and you talk like a dude, I'm going to say, what's up, dude? But if you are a dude and you trying to look like a female, but you don't quite make the mark, I'm going to be like, hang on, what in the fuck? I'm actually going to try to avoid talking to you because of that. I wonder if that may be one of the reasons, because people give, like I said, snide looks and remarks and comments and all this other stuff. Maybe it's because that's not normal. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should talk to somebody to try to talk you out of doing that. Statistics prove that you would be much better off going back to just being a normal person, whatever you were born as, because the suicidality rate is not going to be nearly as high. Critics argue the proposals to legally define sex as binary are essentially erasing transgender and non-binary people's existences by making it as difficult as possible for them to update documents, use facilities, and generally participate authentically in public life. No, it's not. It's the people that are making it hard. It's those transgender people that are making it hard on themselves, right? If you get misgendered, quote unquote misgendered, right, because you look like a female but you want to be portrayed as a male, that's not the person's fault. If they look at you and they think you're a female because you are a female, that's not that person's fault. It's your fault for trying to be something different. Be a little bit more forgiving when it comes to stuff like that. We have lived with two genders our entire existence. It's really, really hard for people to just, come up to somebody and be like, I'm sorry, are you a male or a female? That is perceived as rude. So people trying to be nice, they look at you, make a quick decision, okay, this is actually a female, so I'm sorry, ma'am, blah, 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 blah. I'm a dude. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Don't get bent out of shape over that because you decided to go against nature and change something. Look, I can promise you, to anybody that may be transgender out there, I don't hate you. I'm not denying your existence whatsoever. All I'm saying is that it's not our fault you transitioned and you don't look totally correct, if you know what I mean. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just trying to be honest about this. Okay? It's not other people's fault, okay, if they make a mistake. People make mistakes all the damn time. Don't take it so harshly. We need to list female on driver's licenses, right? If you get kidnapped and you happen to drop your wallet, they find your driver's license. Okay, we're looking for a 32-year-old female. Okay, if you look like a dude, there could be a problem there. You might not ever get noticed if you happen to be out in public or in a car. going down the highway. They're not going to notice. You know, if you get lost in the woods or something. I'm just saying. It's not other people's fault. Don't take it so personally, because human existence for our entire existence has only had 2 genders. Because we only have 2 genders. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. These people need to calm down. Okay? It's not our fault. Just like I squeaked just now when I talked. I apologize. I don't mean to squeak. I just happen to do it sometimes. But, you know, let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. You know, I'm sorry for ranting as long as I have, but, you know, this is something that needs to get out there. People need to know, look, we're not mad at you. We're not denying your existence, okay? We just sometimes need to know, because we have, you know, honorific titles sometimes that Mr., Mrs., whatever, you know, that we need to know if you're a male or a female. Okay? It has nothing to do with denying your existence or trying to shame you into anything. Okay? That is just normal. People make mistakes, once again, you know, but let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section. You know, are these laws that they're putting into place actually doing any good? Or, you know, would it do us some good to change as a society to, you know, uphold somebody's delusional state of mind? Like I said, though, if they want to change their sex and they look and act like that sex, you won't get no problems from me. I'm married, so, you know, I'm not going to be asking anybody out, but I can promise you one thing. If I wasn't married and I came across a dude that was a female, well, that sentence doesn't even make sense, does it? But I'm sorry for ranting again. Let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, everybody. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.